It was over 4 years ago in February of 2021 when Disney fired Gina Carano over her political opinion. And that's just quite frankly what it was. There's no doubt about that. That is why she was fired, despite the fact that many of her co-stars and other people at Disney had been posting radical left-wing things for years and years and years. Gina Carano got fired because she posted something else, something that wasn't even controversial, yet it resulted in her being fired from Lucasfilm, fired by Disney, and then slandered. They essentially tried to destroy her career. And then a few years later, she came back and said, you know what? I don't think that that was right. And with the help of Elon Musk, funded a lawsuit against Disney. And all along the way, people at Disney, big Disney fanboys, all the mainstream media said, this thing never has a chance. This will never get to court. This is going to get dismissed. It's not going to be anything. Well, all of those people are wrong. And here we are today with the news that Disney has just decided to cut their losses, probably pay out a ton of money, and settle their case with Gina Carano. Disney and Lucasfilm settled lawsuit from Gina Carano over Mandalorian firing. The actress accused the entertainment giant of discriminating against her voicing certain opinions on hot-button issues. And it certainly depends which site you're on, what type of headline you'll get. Here you can see from Variety, Gina Carano, Disney settled legal dispute over Mandalorian firing. This might be my favorite one from Deadline. This really is the way Gina Carano pile drives Disney over Mandalorian firing with settlement and job offers. Updated with full statement. We'll get to Gina Carano's statement. We'll get to everything. Ahead of a September trial date, Disney and Gina Carano have put down their lightsabers over the former MMA fighter's more than year-long discrimination lawsuit over her 2021 firing from The Mandalorian over political postings. In a joint filing today in federal court, the ex-Star Wars series star and the Bob Iger-run conglomerate asked for the Elon Musk-backed legal action to be dismissed, with the company clearly on bended knee. And here is basically the really short document saying, hey, they've agreed to something outside of court. It's going to be done there. A judge will have to sign off on the request, but this is de facto done and dusted in a galaxy far, far away. While no specific details on the settlement have been revealed, like whether she's getting the Cara Dune role back, Disney and Carano are clearly back in business. To that, a source close to Carano told me she's happy with the way things were dealt with. And there is specifically a statement from Disney here. The Walt Disney Company and Lucasfilm are pleased to announce that we have reached an agreement with Gina Carano to resolve the issues in her pending lawsuit against the companies. Ms. Carano was always well respected by her directors, co-stars, and staff, and she worked hard to perfect her craft while treating her colleagues with kindness and respect. In case you had any doubt who the victor was here, let the last sentence of Disney and Lucasfilm statement hit you hard. With the lawsuit concluded, we look forward to identifying opportunities to work together with Ms. Carano in the near future. Boom. It's a very different tone from last year when Disney insisted, as it had before, the ex-martial arts fighter lost her high-profile Star Wars series gig 4 years ago because of her decision to publicly trivialize the Holocaust by comparing criticism of political conservatives to the annihilation of millions of Jewish people. Yeah, it's a little bit different tone that they have now than they had for the last 4 years. Now, as somebody who has gotten to know Gina Carano over the past couple of years, I'm happy for her that she got what she wanted out of this. As somebody that wants to see Disney bleed as much as possible, as someone who still thinks that almost all the people that have any control and power at Disney probably hate people that think the way I do and probably hate people the way that Gina thinks, I really wish we could have got to see some more out of this. I never felt that Disney would let this get to the point of going to a trial or anything like that. And even when you do have discovery, not everything is going to be public. There's a lot of things that would be considered, like trade secrets and stuff like that, that wouldn't be there for public consumption. But man, what I desperately wanted out of so much of this was to see some of the communications, some of the people that were involved in this thing, some of the way that the word went out on how they treated her and what went down in the aftermath of that. And maybe even some of the depositions of those people. If any information of that could have potentially been released, it would have been gold. I don't know if that was realistic that we would get eyes on some of those things, especially full discovery, full financial documents. I don't think public would have ever got some of those eyes on it. But the reality is that Disney has treated a lot of people like this in all likelihood. And, Gina Carano, despite the media, despite everybody saying, oh, it's never going to happen, she doesn't have a case, blah, blah, blah. She took them to court and got Disney to probably pay out a lot of fucking money to not have to reveal all of those things. And in all likelihood, like I said, with the way that they phrased this about working together in the future and things like that, probably potentially could get her job back. And if that's what she wanted, as somebody who knows her a little bit at this point, I am happy for her. For me, I think Disney Star Wars is garbage. I don't want her to go back. You know what I mean? I know that she and so many other people do truly love that character. And when it comes to her character in unlike a lot of other people in this space, I kept up my reviews for Mandalorian even after the Gina Carano thing happened. You can see all of my reactions to that show, and I thought her character was fine. I thought that the series as a whole, I thought that season 1 was and it had a lot of problems. I think season 2 is garbage. I think season 3 is hot garbage. I think pretty much everything done in this Filoni, Favreau, Mandoverse at this point, with all the entrants, it's trash. And I don't think it's going to get any better. So me, I don't want to see her go back. But obviously, this is a character that was very, very important to her. One of the funniest things that I do think we're going to get out of this are the reactions from Disney Star Wars fans. The reaction from Disney Star Wars fans about this. First, we'll go to Gina's statement here. I've come to agreement with Disney Lucasfilm, which I believe is the best outcome for all parties involved. I hope this brings some healing to the Force. I want to extend my deepest, most heartfelt gratitude to Elon, a man I've never met, who did this good Samaritan deed for me in funding my lawsuit. Thank you, Mr. Musk and X, for backing my case and asking for nothing in return. To my lawyers who walked me through this unknown territory, thank you for your wisdom. I'm humbled and grateful to God for his love and grace in this outcome. And I'd like to thank you all for your unrelenting support throughout my life and career. You've been the heartbeat that has kept my story alive. I hope to make you proud. I'm excited to flip the page and move on to the next chapter. My desires remain in the arts, which is where I hope you'll join me. Yes, I'm smiling from my heart to yours. Now, ultimately, the very same company who 4 years ago, and even last year in court filings, was basically smearing her and saying, we have the right to do this, we have the right to do that. Look at what she said. This is despicable. This is terrible. What an awful person. They've now completely changed their tune and are putting out things about what an incredible person she is. In all likelihood, this could lead to her getting hired and for her career to continue on. And I think that's probably what she wanted out of all of this. But there are some people who are not very happy about it. Disney Star Wars fans specifically, sad to see Disney bow down to transphobia. Her firing was 100% justified. And I hope she never gets another role at Lucasfilm. Hoping they settle just to shut her up. Let her fade back into irrelevancy with her fellow conservative nut jobs. Anyway, fuck Gina Carano and any other right-wing transphobes. You've got this Sawyer person. Never forget that she begged to come back to Star Wars because every other move she tried to make it her own miserably failed. Talentless hack, shame on Disney. You've got this guy, Jacob, here. Even when she does somehow return to Star Wars, it's going to be absolutely hilarious when nobody aside from her even remotely cares, LMAO. And then he continues to tweet, there's still no way that bozo ever actually returns to Star Wars. From the way that statement reads, feels like the settlement was just to get her to stop whining. Either way, it's a horrible look and sets an awful precedent. We are going to see a lot more of this. Maybe this is one of the silver linings if she does get that job back, because these people are going to have fucking meltdowns. They did for a lot of the time before she got fired. They had meltdowns over nothing. Absolute, total, complete meltdowns from the Disney Star Wars fans out there. So we'll see what happens over the next 24 hours as people realize that despite everyone saying that this thing will never make it to court, it'll get dismissed. Disney was right to do what they did. Well, here they are with a big settlement, probably a lot of fucking money, and potentially her getting her job back. And regardless of whatever you think about it, however far you wanted it to go, this is the end of the Gina Carano against Disney lawsuit. And she took it all the way to the top and basically forced Disney to take back these things and settle with her for a fuck ton of money and probably getting her job back.